All right, so a good example of where you might use conditionals is logging in, right? So lots of applications or programs have you log in. And so we are going to do one for Mr. Paris here, and you're going to try and code this up on your own as much as you can, right? So you can kind of see the description of here. If you enter something less than 5, please prompt him to enter a password of at least 5. If he enters the correct password bubble, say good morning. And then in all other situations, please respond with please try again. Okay, so we're going to use scanner here and stuff and ask for his password and then write a conditional statement for this particular one. All right, so I would say pause the video and give it a shot. And then you can unpause to get tips. And so if you even just want to watch the first part of this to get tips and then go from there, but please try it first. All right, so before I type the code, he's going to enter his password, and then there's sort of 3 different branches. So if we think of an if as a branch, there's 3 things that can happen. He can be less than 5, right? So see if I have a hard time writing in here, but we can type it in maybe. So he could be less than 5, in which case we want to say enter at least 5 or something, dot, 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 whatever. Okay, and then he could enter the correct password. So we could do the correct password. And then we say, good morning, Paris. All right, and then the final one would be everything else. So all other cases, and say, please try again. Okay, so when we set up our if, obviously we're going to have 3 branches. So we're going to have an if, an else if, and then an else. So when we structure this, all other cases, this has to be the else part, right? But sometimes the order will matter here, actually. So I'm trying to think on this particular one, if he gets it right, we know it's more than 5. And so I actually don't think it really matters the order you do for which one of these is the if and which one of these is the else if. So maybe we'll just set this one as if, and then this will be the else if clause. All right, so we'll have 3 different parts, if, else, if, and then catch everything else. All right, and so the first part of this is you're going to need that scanner stuff. So you're going to need to create the scanner and then say, hey, please enter your password. All right, and then we're going to do scan.next to get the next thing that's entered. If you happen to use next line here, that would also not be the end of the world. Okay, so now we want to check this string, right? And so I'm going to make a mistake here that maybe some of you make. So we're going to say if password, and actually, so we have to do less. So if password entered dot length, remember length will tell you how long it is. Length is less than 5. I'm just going to be equal to, let's go back to the description here. Must be longer than 5, something less than 5. Okay, so we're gonna, if it's less than 5, we're gonna print out, please enter a password length over 5. All right, we could add some sort of insult there if we want to, but I don't know, maybe Mr. Parse is having a bad day, so we'll leave him be. No insult this time. Okay, and then the key part, the else if, the mistake I was going to talk about here is this. So if the password entered equals the right password, which is bubbles, so I'm going to put it in double quotes because it's text or a string. Then we want to say, good morning, Mr. Parks. All right. But there's a mistake, right? So see if you can spot the mistake. Maybe pause the video if you haven't spotted it yet. Right, so the trick is this is how you check if 2 primitives are equal, right? But because string is an object type variable, everything you do is these dot operators. So we did dot length here, and so there's also one for checking dot equals. So I'm going to do dot equals, okay, and I'm going to do bubbles, okay, and then close that. All right, so now it says if it equals bubbles, we say good morning, and then if it enters anything else, or says anything else, you say please try again. All right, so now let's see if we can get this to run. So we have 3 different paths here. And we're going to say enter a password. Maybe if we try mum, maybe we think his password's mum, but that's please enter password length over 5, so that looks right. Let's see if he enters mommy, which isn't the right password, but it is over 5. So it doesn't go into this if, and it also doesn't do the else if, so it goes to catch everything else. All right, and now let's see if we can get it to go bubbles. That looks right. And we could try typing some crazy long password, and it just goes to the please try again case. All right, so we see we've kind of got it working the way we'd want. Every year when you do this one in class, they kind of ask me like, it only runs once, and then they have to hit go again, right? But if it was an actual password program, we'd want to keep having them enter it. All right, and so if you want to see a little bonus here, that the doing it again and again is called a loop. And so what you can do is actually make the code loop over and over again. So we don't need to remake the scanner. We only have to do that step once. But when we ask them for their password and then scan it, we could just loop this over and over again. Okay, so how it works is you want to do while they don't have the correct password. So I'm going to take this little statement and go while. But right now it's a while they have the correct password. So hold on. I'm going to tab all this over and put all of this. So I'm going to keep running this code, but I want to do it while they have the incorrect password. Okay, so I want to do while it's not equal to bubbles. Then we keep doing this. Okay, and the only problem that it's complaining now is password entered is created down here. And so it doesn't exist at this point in the program. So what I might do here is just go string password entered and just set it to be anything really, maybe just password, and then I'll overwrite it down here each time. All right, so it gets overwritten each time inside the while loop. Okay, and now what'll happen is the code will run over and over while the password is not bubbles. Okay, so here we go. So the first time it's not bubbles, so we say enter your password, blah 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 blah, mommy, nope, please try again, and then it keeps prompting them. So you can see what's happening here is it just keeps prompting them and it says please try again. Hey dummy, please enter your password until I enter bubbles, and then it'll say good morning Paris, and the program will stop running. Okay, so that's a little bonus code for you. That's the next chapter is on loops, and that's called the while loop. So you can keep doing the code while it's not true. All right, that concludes our password check activity. Thanks for watching.